My dear hearts, my sweet beloveds, there comes a time in every man's and every woman's life when the walls seem high, the locks seem tight, and the doors seem shut. Oh, yes. Life will sometimes hold her hand against your chest and whisper, "Not now. Not yet." But I have walked through shadowed valleys. I have danced in midnight storms. And I have learned that the door, oh yes, the door, does not open by brute force nor by loud complaint, but by the quiet power of a soul in alignment with truth. Now listen close, lean in, still your mind and open your heart. There are 3 phrases, not magic, not superstition, but spiritual certainty that when spoken with conviction, will awaken something ancient and divine within you. Say them not with trembling lips, but with the authority of your existence. Speak them until they echo through the corridors of your doubt. Child, when you open your mouth and say, "I am worthy," you are not just forming words. You are building a bridge back to yourself. You are reaching into the wellspring of eternity and declaring your divine inheritance. Say it again, "I am worthy." So many of us were born into a world that told us we were too much or not enough. Too loud, too dark, too soft, too bold. And we swallowed those lies like bitter tea, hoping to be accepted, hoping to be seen. But oh, my dear heart, let me tell you what they never told you. You were already enough the day you were born. You were wrapped in possibility and anointed in promise. There is no need to prove the sun shines. It simply rises. And there is no need for you to prove your worth. You simply are. Let me sit a while with you and tell you a truth. Your worth does not decrease because someone else failed to see it. You hear me? Someone else's blindness cannot dim your light. A cracked mirror still reflects the sun, baby. Do not hang your value on the opinions of others. Opinions change with the wind, but your spirit is eternal. Now, when you speak those words, "I am worthy," you are not seeking validation from the outside. No, you are reclaiming what was always yours. You are brushing the dust off the golden crown that life tried to hide. And some days, I know, it will be hard to say. There will be days when you feel broken, when you feel invisible, when the silence in your life is so loud it echoes through your bones. But those are the days you must speak it the loudest. Say it with trembling lips if you must. But say it. Say it when the bills are piling up. Say it when the love you gave wasn't returned. Say it when you feel like a shadow in someone else's spotlight. Say it when your knees are bruised from praying and your voice is hoarse from crying. Because those words are not just for the mountaintop moments. They are for the valleys too. Especially the valleys, because it is in the dark that we remember the strength of our own flame. You see, the world will try to make you forget. It will tell you that worth must be earned, that you must be productive, desirable, perfect. But baby, you were worthy before you ever did a single thing, before you earned $1, before you earned a degree, before you earned anyone's love. You are worthy because you are. Let me say that again for the bones of your ancestors that still live in you. You are worthy because you are. There is nothing you have to do to deserve love. Nothing you have to fix to be seen. Nothing you have to hide to be accepted. The God who made the oceans also made you. The same hands that shaped the stars carved your soul, and baby, they didn't make a mistake. Now I want you to close your eyes, not just to shut out the noise of the world, but to see yourself clearly. See that little child inside you, the one who laughed with her whole body, who danced without rhythm, who believed in magic. That child never doubted her worth. She knew she was special before the world told her she wasn't. She knew she mattered before anyone else gave her permission. Let her rise up in you again. Because when you say, "I am worthy," you awaken that sacred child. You give her voice. You let her sing again. And let me tell you, baby, there is no song more powerful than the song of a soul that knows it is loved. And don't you ever think that you're too broken to be worthy. Oh no. In fact, your scars are your proof. They are your testimony. You didn't just survive, you became. You didn't just endure, you evolved. And if that ain't worth something, I don't know what is. So speak it. Don't whisper it. Declare it. Don't wait for someone to tell you. It's yours to claim. Write it on your mirror. Say it to your reflection. Tattoo it on your spirit if you must. I am worthy. And let that be your foundation. Because when you believe in your own worth, you stop chasing closed doors. You stop begging for scraps at tables you were meant to dine at. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You walk differently. You speak differently. You dream differently. You no longer ask, am I good enough? You ask, is this good enough for me? You no longer try to earn your place. You realize you are the place. The room shifts when you enter, not because you demand it, but because your presence is power. Because the universe responds to certainty. And when you know your worth, baby, every closed door becomes a question mark, not a period. A delay, not a denial. A redirection, not a rejection. And those who try to diminish you, let them try. Your light will either blind them or heal them, but you are not responsible for their sight. You are only responsible for your shine. So go on and say it again, I am worthy. Say it like your life depends on it, because in some ways it does. Say it until your soul stands up and says, Amen. Say it until the wind carries it, until the mountains echo it back, until the very cells in your body vibrate with truth. And remember this, always you were never meant to knock on doors, hoping to be let in. You were meant to stand before them and speak your truth. When the door hears your voice, it will recognize you. Because doors don't open for the unsure, they open for the worthy. And baby, that's you. Always has been. Always will be. Now go ahead. Say it one more time. I am worthy. And walk like you believe it. There is a stillness, a sacred hush, that falls upon the soul when we say the words, I trust the journey. It is not the trust of the naive, not the blind belief that pain will never come or hardship will never visit. No, my dear, this is the trust of the weathered spirit, the one who has danced in the rain, who has felt the sharp wind of disappointment on her back, who has blot from the cuts of betrayal and still stood tall, chin to the sky. To trust the journey is to say, I may not know where this road is leading, but I know it is leading me to where I am meant to be. It is the knowing without seeing, the peace in the waiting, the faith that does not depend on proof. You see, life does not hand out maps. It does not come with flashing signs that say, turn left here for happiness, or this way for your breakthrough. No life. Sweet life gives us whispers, signs in the wind, nudges in the night. And we must choose to trust. Now hear me when I say trust is not weak. Trust is strong. It is the boldest thing you can do when everything inside you wants to scream. Why is this happening? It is the mother who keeps loving after her child walks away. It is the man who keeps showing up after every door is slammed in his face. It is the soul that keeps blooming even in the barren seasons. That is trust. And the journey, it will not always be pretty.
Oh no, child.
Sometimes the path will take you through deserts so dry your voice cracks when you try to sing. Sometimes you'll walk through valleys so dark you won't be able to see your own feet. You'll wonder if you've been forgotten. You'll wonder if you made a wrong turn. You'll wonder if God is even listening. But let me tell you what I know deep in my marrow. Nothing is wasted. Not a tear, not a stumble, not a detour, not a lonely night. All of it, the joy and the sorrow, the gain and the loss, is part of the sacred unfolding. The divine is not only found in mountaintops and miracles. No, the divine walks with you through the mud, through the mess, through the in-between. You don't have to understand the journey to trust it. That's the beauty of faith. It reaches past reason. Faith says, I don't know what's ahead, but I trust what's within me. And child, what's within you is ancient. It is the wisdom of your ancestors, the fire of generations who crossed oceans and borders and heartbreaks so you could stand here today. That blood runs in you. That strength lives in you. And that is why you can trust. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a seed buried in the cold, dark earth. Does it feel fear? Does it question the darkness? Perhaps. But it doesn't stop growing. It doesn't stop pushing. Because even in the dark it knows. This is not the end. This is the beginning. And one day that seed becomes a tree, tall and proud, its roots deep, its branches wide. But first, it trusted the dark. First, it surrendered to the unseen. And so must you. Trust the journey when it's silent. Trust it when the phone doesn't ring. Trust it when your heart is aching, when the job is gone, when the love has left, when the path ahead looks like a dead end. Because often, the very moment you feel most lost is when you are being redirected to your purpose. Oh, I've seen it too many times to doubt it now. I've seen the woman who thought she lost everything find herself. I've seen the man who was rejected step into the role he was born for. I've seen what looks like a breakdown become the beginning of a breakthrough. That is the mystery and the miracle of the journey. But let me tell you something hard, something holy. Trust doesn't mean comfort. It doesn't mean you won't cry. It doesn't mean you won't question. It means you walk forward anyway. It means you get up when you fall. It means you choose hope when fear feels easier. It means you whisper, "Thank you," even when your heart is breaking, because deep down you believe that something greater is being born. And yes, people will call you foolish for trusting. They'll say, "You're too optimistic. You need to be realistic. You need to have a plan." And you nod and smile, because you've got something better than a plan. You've got a purpose. You've got a compass in your spirit that tells you, keep going. You've got a still, small voice that says, there's something beautiful on the other side of this. So when the journey takes a turn, don't panic. Don't curse the road. Don't wish it were easier. Instead, straighten your back, lift your chin, and say with a soul that knows its worth, I trust the journey. Say it when your hands are empty. Say it when your eyes are tired. Say it when your dreams feel delayed. Say it when no one understands your path. Say it and then take another step, because you see the road is not always straight, but it is always sacred. Every delay is a preparation. Every detour is a lesson. Every mountain is making your legs stronger. Every valley is deepening your spirit. And one day, oh, one day, you'll look back and say, that road I hated, it led me here. You'll see that the pain was pruning. The waiting was working. The silence was stretching you into someone who could carry the blessing. There is a wisdom in the winding, a purpose in the pause. Trust that what you're going through is shaping you for where you're going to. And I know, child, I know, it's hard. But don't give up. Don't sit down in despair. Don't let fear build a home in your spirit. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep trusting. Because your journey is not a mistake. Your path is not an accident. You are being led even now by hands that hold the whole universe. So say it again. I trust the journey. Say it with tears in your eyes, but say it. Say it with joy in your soul, but say it. Say it until the dust of doubt clears from your path. Say it until your feet feel steady again. And walk on, my love. Walk on in trust. Because the journey is not just about the destination. It's about who you become on the way. And baby, who you're becoming is glorious. There is a moment, quiet, divine, when your soul rises up and speaks with unwavering certainty. It is already mine. Not because you held it in your hand. Not because it came wrapped in ribbon and placed neatly at your doorstep. But because deep within you a knowing was born. And that knowing said, what I seek is not outside of me. It is destined for me. Say it again, it is already mine. Oh, what a revelation it is when you no longer beg for what is rightfully yours. When you stop chasing things that were always running toward you. When you stop knocking and realize the door was never locked. It was waiting for you to see yourself clearly enough to walk through it. Let me tell you something, child. When you speak those 5 sacred words, you are not just calling in abundance. You are aligning with the truth that has always lived in your spirit. You are stepping into agreement with heaven. You are reminding the universe that you are ready to receive what was written in the language of stars long before you were born. You see, there are blessings that already know your name. There are miracles, your fingerprints on them. There are opportunities that don't belong to anyone else. Not because you're better, but because they were shaped for you, formed to fit your voice, your walk, your wounds, and your wonder. But you have to believe it. You have to claim it, because the universe doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to conviction. And I know we've been taught to wait, taught to ask quietly, to shrink ourselves, to say, if it's meant for me, it'll come. But I've learned something different, baby. I've learned that what is meant for you doesn't just come. It arrives when you declare it, when you prepare for it, when you expect it like the morning sun. It is already mine. Not someday, not maybe, not if I'm good enough, or if I lose enough weight, or if I get that degree, or if they love me back. No, no, no. Here, already. Let those words become your rhythm. Let them be the drumbeat of your days. Say it when you wake. Say it when doubt whispers. Say it when the door closes and the lights go dim. Because your belief is not a reaction. It is a creative force. What you believe about yourself shapes what you allow into your life. You are not begging the world to see you. You are opening your arms and saying, I see myself. And child, when you really see yourself, when you see the power in your story, the beauty in your becoming, the glory in your journey, there ain't a mountain you can't move. There ain't a room you can't walk into and claim your space. You become magnetic. You become irresistible to everything that was crafted for you. But let me tell you a secret. The moment you say, it is already mine, life will test you. Yes, it will. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. You'll say those words, and the bank account might still be empty. You'll say those words, and the phone may still not ring. You'll say those words, and you might still feel alone. But keep saying it. It is already mine, not because of what you see, but because of what you know, not because of evidence, but because of essence. Because faith, real faith, sees in the spirit what has not yet appeared in the flesh. Faith is vision without sight. It is assurance without appearance. You must learn to walk like you already have it. Talk like you've already claimed it. Love like the love you deserve is already on its way. Dress for the life you desire. Pray with thanksgiving, not desperation. Plan for the harvest while the ground still looks barren. That is the posture of someone who understands it's already done. You see, when a mother carries a child in her womb, she does not wait until the baby is born to prepare. No, she paints the nursery. She buys the clothes. She picks the name. She acts as if the child is already here, because she knows it is. That's how you must be with your dreams, your healing, your joy. You must prepare for them. Make room for them. Live like they are already growing inside you. Because they are. And don't let the world shake your confidence. Don't let delay make you think it's denial. Some blessings take time. Some promises are like wine. They need to age before they can be tasted. But even in the waiting, know this, what is yours cannot miss you. Not because you chase it, but because you aligned with it. You water your mind with truth. You uproot the weeds of fear. You stay ready. You stay faithful. And you know, without a shadow of doubt, it is already mine. So hold your head high, not with arrogance, but with sacred assurance. Walk like the here you are. Smile like you've already touched the promise, because when you carry that energy, the world shifts. Things begin to find you. People begin to recognize your light. Doors begin to open, not because you pushed, but because you believed. And there will be some who don't understand. Let them talk. Let them laugh. Let them say, "Who does she think she is?" And you look back with grace in your eyes and say, "I am someone who knows what belongs to me." And you don't owe them an explanation for your faith. You just keep declaring it is already mine. Say it when you're weary. Say it when you're strong. Say it when the storm clouds roll in. Say it when the sun breaks through. Because your voice carries power. Your words are seeds. And every time you speak those words, you are watering your harvest. You are calling forth what has been waiting to be claimed. You are stepping into your divine authority. And baby, you have every right to it. Every right to joy. Every right to peace. Every right to abundance. Every right to be loved completely. You are not asking for too much. You are asking for what was always yours. So say it again. Say it for the girl inside you who once settled. Say it for the boy inside you who once gave up. Say it for your grandmother who never got to live her dreams. Say it for the future you who is already standing in the light. It is already mine, already written, already signed, already sealed. And now it's just waiting for you to step into it. And when you do, oh child, when you do, walk in like you belong. Because you do, always have, always will.